Thank you so much. And this is Jet. He's my seizure alert dog. But because of his size, he's much like mall security. Just observe and report. Typically, he's on his leash, running around, giving off his little jet streams and his jet emissions, leaving me with a serious case of jet lag. He wasn't named just for the puns, though. My ex-wife named him Joan Jet, so leaving him with a lifetime of gender dysphoria. I still call him Princess just to keep it going. And yes, I did say ex-wife. I left the bitch, but kept the dog.
Oh, wow.
So, I've been over here on Oahu for a couple of months now, and it's been a blast getting to learning the pronunciation of language. I mostly learned it from reading street signs. You know, things like Lula Loa Lei, Kapiolani, Dole. That pronunciation has also seeped its way into my reading. You know, things like Pahone, Wahale, Wahale, and the important ones for us lesbians, Uhaul. Okay, so I'm retired, and I know I look entirely too young to be retired, but I'm also entirely too old to start something new. When I was graduating from high school, there were a bunch of people standing around me talking. One asked me, "So, Deb, what college are you going to?" And I said, "I'm never setting foot in a classroom again." Just so you know, never is 8 years. 5 of those years were spent in the Air Force as a bomb dog handler, working with the fur missiles, the ones that just look like they want to eat your face off and find the booms. It's not true. Dogs are dogs everywhere you go. Last dog I worked with was a Belgian Malinois who was deathly afraid of the stairs. Get to the top of the staircase, he'd pop up into my arms and expect me to carry him down. The same dog who, when we found the explosives, he would roll over and say, "Give me a belly rub." I'm like, "No, dude, this is the time to run." My last career, however, was as a high school public speaking teacher. And, you know, I'm grateful to really not be in that. I'm really grateful not be in that environment today. All admin wants to do is pour on more paperwork. And when you look around at the parents, all you see is why your students are the way that they are. I had one such student who got his quiz back while I was teaching, and he didn't like the grade, so he yells, "Mother!" And I said, "Yes, absolutely, but that has nothing to do with paralanguage, which is what we're talking about right now." My students were wonderful. They kept me young. They kept me in touch with all the recent slang, and then I in turn ruined it for them. Just recently, I was substitute teaching and listening to a group of girls talking about a failed history test, and one says, "Slay Queen! Hot girls don't have to know history. We make history." I leaned in and said, "Indeed, that slays the enemies of the queendom." All I got was an SMH. I've had a lot of other strange jobs on my resume, though. One of the big ones was that I used to ask that deep philosophical question of people when they'd walk in: "Do you want fries with that?" I also worked as a student loan collector for a while, and I had one customer say, "You can sound like those guys on Goodfellas." I said, "Thank you, pay me." But my favorite odd job was at the cheese factory. Now, I was a simple machine operator, but I really wanted to cut the cheese. I got fired from that job. One night during a pre-shift meeting, the supervisor was running around asking if we had that safety band for our glasses. And he looked straight at me and said, "Do you have your strap on?"